in this week's lesson we're going to be having a look at the butterfly and how the butterfly can help you deal with life changes. Thank you for joining me. I'm Melanie Appleyard and I'm from Learning from Animals. So the butterfly is often used to symbolise change. Its life cycles show 3 clear stages of growth, from the caterpillar stage of growth and learning, the chrysalis stage where it remains cocooned whilst undergoing a state of metamorphosis, and then finally a stage where it emerges in its own glory, spreads its wings and takes flight. Now this is a beautiful metaphor for our own development, in which we're all at different stages in our own life. As humans, we probably go through this cycle many times in our lives. Each time we grow and we expand from the experiences that life throws at us and the inspiration that we take from that, which takes us down a new path. Often along the way we can take a period of time to stop and rest and do some inner reflection work that helps us to emerge as our new best selves, with more energy and more enthusiasm and direction. So the lessons that we can learn from the butterfly then is that life is a journey from which we learn and we grow, and we all need periods of rest and recuperation, and that helps us then prepare for moving on to greater things. So the first lesson we're going to look at is the caterpillar journey. Now caterpillars spend the time learning, growing and storing the resources they need for their future development. From the minute we're conceived, we're also constantly changing and evolving, physically, mentally and emotionally, and every new piece of information alters us in some way and changes our outlook on life and our outlook on others, no matter how minutely. And throughout life we encounter uncountable changes, and those changes and those encounters really shape who we are and how we view the world. And they determine what we like and what we dislike, what we value, what we want more of in life. As we move in our chosen direction, we encounter hiccups and roadblocks which may cause us to remap our destination. Or we may work harder to achieve our desired results, and this is the journey called life. Whether you believe in destiny, or whether you believe that you forge your own path in life, or even both, there are lessons that can be learned, and they take us on a new path full of unexpected twists and turns. And often, in order to reach the place where you want to be, you're required to challenge yourself and make necessary changes and risks. And this is the point where life-changing decisions are made. Do you take the risk, or do you play it safe and stick with what you know? For many, the idea of the unknown can be too scary and too stressful, so it's much easier to play it safe and avoid change, and that's absolutely fine if that suits you. And this can be the same for children. However, often change for children is inevitable. They'll change schools, they might move house, they'll change classes in schools every year, their friends will change as they go through life. And whilst most children are able to focus a little bit more on the excitement that change will bring, most are still a little bit worried about it, and some children experience a great deal of anxiety about it. Knowledge is power, and in the same way that you might try to learn more about the things that worry you, you can help your children prepare for change by talking to them about the things that are worrying them. Listen to the worries and empathise with them, but then share your own excitement about the changes that may be happening for you all, or talk about the exciting things that this change might bring. And this can help to shift their mindset into one which is more positive and able to cope with change. The second lesson we can learn from the butterfly is the cocoon stage, and that stage is all about resting and recharging. When a caterpillar has been through a period of growth, it goes through a transitional stage where it needs to go into its safe cocoon and rest and recharge. And at this point, everything slows down and outwardly nothing seems to happen. And this works in a similar way for people. When you set yourself a goal, often you're working really hard to achieve it, and there does come a point where it seems that nothing's happening. And this is often a sign that you need to take a step back, recharge your battery a bit, regain perspective, and just have a think about where you want to go and how you want to get there. Very few people can work non-stop without taking a break at some stage, though there are many who try. And those who do try often find that they're in an uphill struggle to keep going, and that can result in them giving up or becoming ill, stressed or run down, and that usually forces them to take a well-needed rest. The same is true for children. Although they don't need to sit down and relax to the same extent as adults, they do need to be able to switch off from the schoolwork and chores by playing and having fun with friends, and this is just as important to them as having time out for fun is for adults. In schools, you can visibly see children becoming tired by the end of the half term, and they're in need of a well-earned rest, and that play is really good for them. A break doesn't need to involve sitting still, but it does mean changing what you're doing for a while, reducing the activities that drain you and spending more time doing the things that you love, whether that's playing with your kids, going away on holiday, or simply enjoying a good book. Remember, life isn't all about work. Enjoy it. These slow periods of time are also a really good opportunity and a good time to mentally prepare for changes and new challenges that are coming your way. So even though you might not necessarily know what those changes or challenges are, if you feel rested, it's so much easier to cope with them. So the third lesson from Learning for Butterfly is all about the transformation. Following a period of rest and recuperation, the caterpillar emerges in its full glory as a beautiful butterfly which can spread its wings and take flight, and this is the most rewarding part of our journey. After all the hard work, the learning, the periods where it feels like nothing much is happening, and you become mentally and physically prepared to step up to that new level of growth. And this new you may have a new level of confidence. You might have stepped up to a new challenge or feel ready to take on a new challenge. Alternatively, goals that you've been working towards may suddenly come to fruition, and once again you've stepped up to a new challenge. This stage can be seen every year in children who move up a year group at school, and after a year of learning in the current year group, they're ready for a long break, during which time they have to mentally prepare for the changes that move to a new class will bring. And by the end of that break, they're ready to return to the new classes, they're feeling fresh as a daisy and ready to begin their next learning journey, advancing on to more challenging topics. And every year the children grow in confidence and maturity, returning to school as the new best version of themselves. So if you think about that in terms of a human journey, whilst the journey for the butterfly is achieved in a single cycle, the journey for humans is a continuous cycle of learning, rest and character growth. And in each cycle you emerge into the best version of yourself from which you can continue to grow. So don't be disheartened if life seems to slow down or stop you in the tracks. The best is yet to come. Hope you've enjoyed the lessons from the butterfly. My name is Melanie Appleyard from Learning from Animals. Do visit my website www.learningfromanimals.co.uk. If you visit the butterfly blog, there is a free butterfly meditation for you to download for your children and to help them cope with any changes that they're about to encounter. Thank you for watching. Bye.